generation.
You want baby and puppy
At the
at the
same
same time.
You want that.
Content-wise, I think it's very hot right now.
Okay, so for content, but how about if you're just like a normal human being?
Quality of life is probably terrible.
Right.
Because my therapist has said, like, he is on the record saying that having a puppy is harder than having a kid. Okay. Then the puppy grows, and then it becomes a dog.
Why is a puppy harder than a kid?
Because for some people, you got to, like, get out and, like, walk them. You don't have to walk a baby.
Okay, this guy just seems not the I think there's two problems here.
Depending on the day, if I'm snuggly wuggly in my bed.
I get it.
And I got to take fucking raccoon that lives in my house, a house raccoon, and I got to take him out.
Right.
No thanks. I'd rather have a baby.
No one's gonna disagree with you on that front. But if your whole thing's like, yeah, dogs are way harder than kids. Sometimes you gotta walk them when it's cold.
I think there are times when having a dog is harder. I think if I were to maximize content, because I'm Danny Content.
Yes, you are.
I would do puppy and baby. I'd quit comedy. I'd do puppy and baby, and I would go all in on puppy baby content. And maybe one of them pops off and you got to leave one of them in the dust. Like, you're just doubling your chances.
I think you have something here. You did American vs. European with the scarf. You put a bib on you. Puppy or baby.
Puppy or baby.
There you go.
Puppy versus baby.
You got your new character.
Yeah. There's something. Yeah. I'm 32.
You're 32?
32.
You just turned 32?
Just turned 32.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. April 8th.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so this was recent.
Mad recent. I was in Australia.
Mad recent.
Mad Reese.
Okay.
Just the biological pressures of, like, having kids. It goes up a notch. Everybody's having kids.
Biological pressure?
Biological, societal.
That's the word I was looking for.
I think it was mostly societal.
Yep. For you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody's having babies.
I know I have a few friends having babies. I have a few friends that aren't having babies.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Is there you don't want kids?
I am on the record. I do not want kids, but I'm, like, coming around to it.
Okay.
But still, really, Mad Max is coming.
I mean, for the past 10 years I've known you, you've come up with several bits about not wanting kids. And now all of a sudden,
you get to 32 and the biology, sociology comes in.
So what, you went to
Australia.
You went to Australia.
Was
you
there
go to Adelaide.
Adelaide.
And you go there and then it just starts hitting you? Like, what happens?
I think Australia is the best place to be a child. Maybe on Earth.
Fill me in. Why?
Beaches.
Yes.
No guns.
Okay.
So school shootings are less of a problem.
But you got spiders. Much rather than guns.
Yeah,
than spiders.
you know those mass spider bites.
All I know
is
I can't.
13 people are killed.
I can't walk into my shower and a gun's there.
No,
you know
that is correct. So,
will that be censored? No, who knows?
I always thought it was really funny in places that don't have guns, and you hear, like, oh, mass stabbing. It's like 6 people, and it's like the 5th person.
It's kind of on you.
Yeah,
at that
dude.
point.
You saw 4 people, and you're like, fuck.
It's like at Halo when a guy goes wild with the thing.
With the sword, with the energy sword,
whatever that is.
Yeah, by person 5, like, you gotta be aware of your surroundings by that point and be like, something is afoot, something is amiss, and I should probably leave the premises.
Yeah.
I think a mass stabbing, anytime I hear over 5, I'm like, well, the 5th person, I think kind of your fault a little bit.
I'd say be on 2.
Yeah.
Because you could do.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
You think you do 3 that quick?
No, I think quick. 1, 2, and then the 3rd. Yeah, I think anything over 3 people is like, dude, that's on you. That's on you. Yeah, that's on you.
Yeah.
But
okay, so
Australia's
beaches,
the best place to be a kid. No guns. Sun. Get a lot of
Right,
sun.
I mean-
But the thing that Australia does well is they do like community sports and activities and like clubs and stuff. So all the kids, if you want to like play a sport, there's like clubs for that. And like when I played lacrosse there, I played for Glenelg Lacrosse Club.
Of course.
They had from like 5 years old all the way up to 75-year-olds. You can play lacrosse literally. When I went back there, people were sniffing around. They were like, "Are you still playing? Would you come back? Would you come back?" And as a 32-year-old, it's like,
but that's very European, no? That's not an Australian thing. I feel like
it's for sure Australian. I don't know enough about like sports in Europe.
Isn't that the whole thing with the like Barcelona has like a basketball team?
Yes, and it goes like all the way up. But that's like hyper professional. Like in Australia,
lower level.
Yeah. So, but like I don't know if anybody could just like show up and at Barcelona FC.
I'm not saying FC, but they gotta have an ice hockey team or something. You know?
Yeah. It goes all the way down. Yeah. So maybe I think it might be European as well. But like, so that's what's real nice about Australia is like my wife lives near a rowing club. And they had like a coffee shop there. And we would just like go and hang out. I just had nothing to do for 3 weeks. It was great. And
crocodiles in the water?
No crocodiles. Pelicans that are like 5 times the size of our pelicans. Close your eyes and think of a pelican. And they are 5 times the size over there.
But that's just Australia to me. Like, yeah, that makes sense.
They haven't killed off all their cool birds yet.
Well, they should get to it.
Yeah. The birds, they got, like, you could, like, open the door of your house and be like, oh, fucking parrot.
Parrots are flying
Yeah,
in.
parrots around.
Macaws?
No, they're, like, the parrots are, like, rosellas.
Sure.
Like, parrot, like, this big, but, like, beautiful, bright green and red. And they're just, like, you could hit a rosella with your car. There's just, like, you'd walk by a tree and be like, there's 500 fucking parrots in that tree. I'm looking at it right now, and they're just like squawking and shit. Cockatoos.
Cockatoos.
Wild.
They're wild?
Wild cockatoos.
Huh.
I think you pay like $1,000 for a cockatoo, and they're just pigeons in Australia. I should also say I'm talking specifically South Australia. I don't know how it is in the rest of Australia.
A lot of people are going to be listening to this and saying, this isn't all of Australia.
So I went to Australia. My wife's parents fucking tricked it out. We just had the most Australian 3 weeks. We went to the Outback. I have been to the Outback.
How's the bloomin' onion?
My wife's mom, my mother-in-law, found out about Outback Steakhouse.
Yeah, she should have known the whole time.
She almost cried. She was so upset that is what Americans think of Australia.
Has she tried the blooming onion?
She'd
probably cry again.
Doesn't exist on the continent.
That's a problem.
Does not exist on the continent. I guess that they might eat I eat a ton of meat. Maybe that's the only thing that Outback Steakhouse does right is like, okay, I think Australians like eat meat.
Well, the Barbie, right?
Yeah.
No big deal.
This is
pretty cultured.
I've seen Australians on like Instagram who say this. I will repeat it because I know it to be true. They don't say shrimp.
Prawn.
So shrimp on the Barbie is not.
Right, it's a prawn on the
That's
Barbie.
not even correct. It would be prawns on the Barbie.
But it's a British thing. Prawns.
Prawn. Or South African. District 9. Fucking prawn.
Yeah, what's going on with that
prawn.
place?
Africa?
What do Australians think of South
Africa.
Africans? Are South Africans the lowest form of white?
I think there's a debate to be had.
Well, who else is in the running?
I think if you were to rank, let's rank the whites.
I would say South Africans are probably lowest.
I think South Africans have some negative stereotypes, for sure. They're big into like mining, like a lot of like resource stuff.
Okay.
I
was thinking another thing that they're known for.
They're known
but sure, we could
for-
go with the mining.
Let's see. People think South Africa. They think mining, and they think of a very creative way that they had to keep races separate.
Right.
Lions.
Yeah, they're known for that a little bit
known
too.
for that.
They're known for that rugby movie that Matt Damon starred in.
We are Invictus.
Invictus, that's right.
We are all Invictus.
Yeah.
For some reason, my South African accent gets really loud.
It is fun.
It's really
They're loud people.
I had a buddy who went to a wedding in South Africa, and he raved about it.
I'm sure it's a gorgeous place. It looks like a gorgeous place. It looks like a great time.
Yeah, but
I don't really understand what's going on.
I don't think there's anything in South Africa that you couldn't just get in Australia.
Or anywhere.
Yeah, like beaches and sharks and stuff.
Or even like lions and giraffes. We got that Busch Gardens, dude. I'll have to go to South Africa.
You could go to a Busch Gardens and go to an Outback Steakhouse and get most of what's going on in the southern hemisphere.
That's why people don't understand. That's why America's the best.
Yes. You could go to Rainforest Cafe.
Slow your roll,
and
dude.
that is, you've been to every continent.
Get some dinosaur nuggets at Rainforest Cafe.
Every continent on Earth. So I went to the Outback. Don't really know when the Outback starts. So Australia, it's a ring around this giant fucking desert. And I was like, we drove north in South Australia for 6 hours, still in the same state.
North in South Australia.
We were in South Australia. Adelaide is like at the southern tip of South Australia.
But there's a province called North Southwest Wales or something,
There's
right?
New South Wales.
New South Wales.
Oh my God, you're right. And it's not, I don't even know if it's New South Wales, NSW, yeah. Adelaide is in the state called South Australia.
The state's called South Australia?
There's a state also called New South Wales.
Right.
So there's like West Australia is a state.
Wait, what?
South Australia is a state. Then the only thing the Americans know about Australia is the cities.
Yeah, I know the cities.
Yeah, but the states are like, it's like New South Wales, South Australia, Tasmania.
Yeah, but that's an island, no?
Tasmania is a state.
Is it not an island?
And an island, yeah.
Wait, it's a state and an island?
State and an island.
So on the mainland, there's a Tasmania and there's an island Tasmania.
No, there's just the island Tasmania.
Okay, so
but it's a state. It's an island state.
Yeah, it's like Hawaii.
Yeah, like Hawaii. Exactly like Hawaii. But there's only one. Maybe no. I think it's only like the one. I think it's like one of the biggest islands on Earth. Madagascar might be bigger.
Bigger than Long Island?
Yes.
Isn't everything an island?
Yeah, if you zoom out far enough.
I'm more of a big picture guy. Yeah. No big deal.
So I went to the Outback. Kangaroos as roadkill. You never really get used to seeing it.
That would really mess me up.
Yeah, but then by the fifth, you get a little desensitized to it. Emus.
Yep.
So like my mother-in-law and father-in-law, we did the four of us, my wife, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, went into the Outback to like a hotel resort kind of area, and so many fucking kangaroos, so many emus, so many fucking cool birds. We saw kookaburras.
They're still around?
They're still around. Again, the Australians are just killing their wildlife at like maybe a slower rate than Americans. We really got it out of the way quick.
Wasn't
Killed
70%
all the cool birds.
of the nation just desert?
Yes. Also, like it's maybe more than like 70%.
Isn't Adelaide like very isolated? Let's just say that's very isolated from everyone else.
Tasmania is the island.
But isn't there like everyone's on the Gold Coast, and then there's like a city that's like not even close to people?
Perth is Western Australia. Perth is far as
That's
fuck.
probably what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and then there's the Northern Territory, which I don't even think is a state.
You could tell they were hammered when they came up with these names.
Yeah.
This is West Australia. That's South Australia.
This
That's
is New
the
South
North Territory.
Wales. Yeah,
That's it.
They've got huge naming problems over there. I've been following their AFL, like Australian rules football. We went to a game when I was there. That's really cool.
I don't understand that game at all.
18 versus 18. So 36 players.
Yeah.
On the field. I watched it for a full year last year, and only now can I be like, oh, they're winning, they're losing. Like, here's what I think is kind of happening. And like, it's wild to try to learn a sport later in life. I feel stupid. I think you got to learn sports when you're young.
No, that's them. That's not you, Dan. That's them.
It is like there's not like a ton of rules. Cricket is so fucking confusing.
I like cricket. I'm pro cricket.
I would like. I think cricket similar to baseball. It's like you got to be there in person.
Well, I like to go to the. Well, there's different types of cricket.
Yeah, there's 20s.
Yeah, sure.
Over
it's
20.
Like 7s.
Yeah, 20s. Well, there's like 8s. I think is like rugby.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
But
with the
crazily, and I ChatGPT'd it. It's real. AFL is like the biggest. AFL is a bigger sport than rugby in Australia.
I thought you were going to be like, I checked it on ChatGPT. Jews control the media. It's like, whoa.
ChatGPT, do you use ChatGPT for anything?
Well, because Yarish, when he came on, the great and powerful Taylor Yarish, he was saying how he uses ChatGPT as therapy.
Wow.
And I tried that, and I was like, this is like one of the saddest things I've ever done. I'm done with this.
That's like yeah, kind of like a life hack. Like if you're starving, you can go to church and just take the communion over and over again, and that's like a full meal.
Yes,
it's like yeah, or you could do anything. Like
you
could pay $5.
Jordan Jensen does it too.
ChatGPT for therapy.
Talks to ChatGPT like yeah.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
I bet it's not that bad.
Well, my sister said that's what the extremely autistic kids in her class do.
Yeah.
So
I'm all for it. Go for it. I just like.
I'd rather talk to a person and pay the $20 copay.
Yeah. I worry about ChatGPT telling you things that you want to hear, but I guess a therapist would probably be the same.
Apparently, it doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Apparently, yeah. That's, I mean, again, this is coming from a Taylor Yarish, you know? I don't know how valid this is.
I'll wait until like a professional athlete says it.
Sure.
It'd be like, oh, okay, fucking worked for you. Maybe.
Yeah. All right, so you're watching Australian football. You're watching cricket. You're there.
I'm there.
You're in the backwoods.
Saw a rock wallaby. They're pretty rare.
A rock wallaby.
Yeah, so if you ever see a marsupial.
If I had a number.
Wallabies have short arms, and the kangaroos have long arms.
Okay. Is that really the difference?
Wallabies, so different species, in the same way that a horse and a pony. Like a pony is not a small horse. A pony is a pony. A foal.
Wait, what?
A foal is a small horse.
What the fuck did you just say?
A pony.
Wait, a pony's not a horse?
A pony will never become a horse.
Are you serious?
A pony can only become a pony.
I don't know if you're kidding or not.
A foal is a baby horse. So a foal.
Wait, then what's a pony?
A pony's just a fucking stunted, like it's a
dwarf horse.
I don't know if it's different. I don't know.
It's a midget horse.
I don't know if we're getting into like species.
There's donkeys.
There's donkeys,
which I know is separate than horse.
But a pony. I don't know if a pony is as different as a donkey from a horse. We might have to ChatGPT this. But so like a pony will never grow into a horse.
What are you talking
They
about?
might be able to mate. A pony and a horse might be able to mate. I don't know. But if you go to the store and buy a baby pony, it will just grow up into a pony.
Wait, you could buy a mini pony? There's smaller versions of a pony?
I mean, no, like a baby pony, like a pony that just popped out of its pony mom. If you pick that little guy up, he'll never grow into a horse. You can look at him and tell him you will never be a horse.
So it's like a Dachshund, no, not a Dachshund, like a Rottweiler and a mini Rottweiler?
Yes, exactly. But
okay.
I think a Rottweiler and a mini Rottweiler can mate. I don't know if ponies and horses can mate.
So did people make pony? So this is blowing my fucking mind, dude.
Yeah.
Are ponies then? Were they bred to just be house horses? What's the purpose of a pony?
I think that's the episode title. Are ponies house horses?
House horses.
I'm not sure. Not to confuse things even more, but a donkey.
Okay.
I think a donkey and a horse can mate, and that makes a mule.
I thought. Wait, so mules are sterile?
Mules are sterile. That's it.
Donkeys aren't sterile?
No, a donkey can fuck like crazy.
What?
Yeah, donkeys can fuck other donkeys.
And horses?
Donkeys and horses can fuck.
And they make a mule.
And they make a mule.
But mules can't have kids.
Mules can't have kids, no. So I don't know if that's the same sitcho with ponies and horses. It might be.
All right, so you saw this rock wallaby?
So I saw a rock wallaby.
Well, I can't handle this right now.
Yeah, little rock wallabies. They're super rare. They're just like little wallabies that hang out on rocks.
But the same size as kangaroos? Or with smaller arms?
I got bad news for you. They're different species. We're going to pony horse territory.
So this is so it's like dog and coyote.
Yeah, closer to that.
Okay.
I believe. Also, dingoes, not dogs. Dingoes are not dogs. Dingoes are
I forgot all about dingoes.
Dingoes are their own species.
You see a dingo?
Did you know the fucking dingo ate the baby story?
Probably real.
It happened.
I'm sure.
So it was like a news story it's a very famous there's like 6 things in Australia that have gone viral in America. America is very good at exporting.
Can we guess them?
Yeah, there's
Steve
Irwin, who his son now.
He's huge. Daughter too.
Yeah.
Bindi.
What's
up?
The Irwins.
They're the first thing.
The crocodile hunt or the Crocodile Dundee, like that. You think that's a knife? Like this isn't that's a knife. This is a knife. What's the something like that? Something like that. It's like you would think that's a knife. This is a knife. Something like that.
Outback.
And the dingo ate my baby. Like so that was a news story in like the 80s or something. It was just like a news clip that got clipped in Australia and fucking sent to like the whole world. So that's like a well-known phrase about Australians is like, oh, the dingo ate my baby. It actually, there was like a woman who had a baby and they were camping and it might have been like a cult-like situation. Baby disappears and she swears that a dingo ate it. Even though there was like, it was kind of like an O.J. Simpson situation where it's like, there's blood like on the fucking thing. And there's like, you clearly, or the husband who is also like the cult leader, like one of you guys killed the baby. And she was like, nah. And so that was her defending herself to the news, like news reporters. It was like, I didn't kill the baby. Fucking dingo ate my baby. But then we clip that. And then that's what gets shipped to the rest of the world.
Do you know how viral you have to be for this to go wide in the 70s?
Yeah, seriously. They were probably just like mailing each other VHSs. Like,
yeah, you got to check this out.
Yeah.
That's the original meme.
Yes.
Check this.
Yeah. So it was like 70s, 80s, 90s. Like what
They got cults in Australia?
Yeah.
That's nice to know.
I think Scientology might be illegal in Australia. Like they crack down. They're good at cracking down
That's
on
fair.
stuff. Their politics
Very good role.
It's such a manageable amount of people. 26 million or like 30 something million is like, you can get so much done in a country of like 36 million. Their TV, like the local news, you got like politicians like advertising on the local news, and the politicians like are actually talking about like policy. It's crazy. It's like how a country should feel. You got like these like because they're doing like a prime minister election, you vote in like the fucking parliament or whatever, and then parliament picks the prime minister. But they're like their political ads, it was just like, my opponent says that you shouldn't work from home. It's like, yeah, that's the policy that it made. Yeah, like if you vote for me, you'll be able to work from home. It's just really tame. It's really boring. It's beautiful. It's what politics should be.
Well, I don't think there's much going on there.
Yes.
You know, so it's like, I don't know, what are the other policies?
Everybody, yeah, there's there's some like, that was like a scandal. Was like, everybody has to go into the office, and they were like, what about mothers? He's like, all right, not mothers. that was it. That was like
exempt.
That was like a scandal when I was there. Which that is to say, like my highest praise for a country is like, oh, the politics is boring. Like politics should be really fucking boring. It's really hard to determine which, like, the parties are like super fucking similar depending on the election. You can't, like, almost can't even tell because they're all like, nobody wants guns. So that's already a big one.
Yeah, but that's boring.
I know, it's great. That's what I'm saying. It's a great place to be a kid and a retiree. Australia.
Everything in the middle.
Everything in the middle.
We're figuring that out. Still.
I think it's good to be of any age in Australia, but like specifically a kid and specifically a retiree, they are loving life over there. It's because of all like the communal fucking sports stuff. Their health insurances make sense. Less guns, zero guns. I have a good time every time I go to Australia.
I don't know. You tell me there's fucking kangaroos everywhere and I can't have a gun? Doesn't make any sense to me.
What am I supposed to do?
Right. Is that why they box them? Because they have no guns?
Yeah, it would be way less of a fair fight.
Do they have, like, carnivals?
Carnivals?
Is that an American thing?
I don't know.
I feel like they would, an Australian carnival would be fun.
I think so, too. They have, like... What do they do?
Is America the only place that has like street fairs? I feel like yes.
I think it's kind of crazy, like the like carnivals in town.
What do you mean by that?
Like that was growing up. Did you have like a carnival that would just like stop by your town?
Yeah.
That might be an American thing because in Australia they would have to fucking. The distances from state to state is just like fucking nuts. When we go to weddings in Australia, at every Australian wedding I've been to, somebody gets onto the microphone and says, you know, and thank you to all the people who came from interstate.
Really?
It's a big deal to go interstate. Yeah. Can I say this? The funniest thing I've ever seen at a wedding?
You can say whatever you want.
Speeches. I was at a wedding. Speeches are going on. Bunch of speeches happen. We eat dinner, and then the father of the groom goes up. He wasn't supposed to go up.
What's an Australian wedding dinner? You get choices?
This was family style.
At a wedding?
Yeah, you just show up, and there was like
nope.
This was my wife made a very good point. Family style is. The fucking women are getting boned out of the food.
1,000%.
Because there's so much social pressure on women, like not to, I'm not actually, I'll take a little, like there's so much negative, and dudes are just, so
I
like.
thought more the guys are taking most of it.
Yeah, and the guys are taking most of it. So you got like guys who are just like, I don't give a shit. And then you got women who are like, I actually do give a shit, just like a little.
No, that's clinically insane.
Yeah,
Family style at a wedding. So
the dad goes up. The dad of the groom. It's been delayed. He was supposed to talk before the dinner. The dinner happens now. He's talking after, and he goes, "Well, I'm really up against it now. It's dark. It's after dinner. I'm blind. I got a small dick."
He said that at the wedding.
He said that at a wedding, into a microphone in front of 110 people.
This guy's killing it.
I laughed.
We should book him
so hard. I laughed so hard at the father of the groom, unprompted, and then he just went into his speech. So he's like, I'm up against it now. It's fucking dark. It's after dinner. I'm blind. I got a small dick. Anyway, John is a very great man.
Hey, where's my speech?
And then he gave the speech. He was standing next to his wife. His wife was there, just
She's hammered. She has no idea what the hell's
everybody
going
was.
on. Do they have happy hour in Australia, or is that just all the time?
I think it's all the time. I don't know if they like
cocktail. Do they have a cocktail hour at the wedding?
They did cocktail hour before.
They do have a cocktail hour.
They had a cocktail hour before, yeah.
Huh.
Australian weddings are in America. What is missing in Australia a little bit is the wedding industrial complex. It's not as fucking psychotic in Australia as it is. Like, it's way, an Australian wedding is way the fuck laid back. Like, I've been to multiple black tie weddings in the U.S. And I think the average Australian could not conceive of like what is black tie, like what is cocktail like you'll just show up. They'll show up in like chinos, like a nice blazer.
So no suits?
There were suits there. Did I have a suit? No, I went blazer and pants. That was like most of the people there. Yeah, they are way chilled. An Australian wedding is like super fucking chill. I think it might be a superior product to the American weddings.
Assigned seats?
At the dinner, yes.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
I've never liked assigned seats.
I had a nightmare assigned seat. It was like a college friend. I sit down, it's all my college friends, but they sat me next to a guy that I had no idea who it was. It's me, my wife, this guy, and this guy's like, "Hey, how's it going? What's up?" Oh, and I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" He's like, "Hey, I'm Anthony. Hey, Anthony, what's up?" What do you do for work? Oh, and my wife's like, "He's a comedian." I was like, "God, fucking Dad, don't say that at the wedding." And he's like, "Oh, that's crazy. I never thought women were funny." To my wife. My wife is not the dude. It was the craziest fucking thing to say. Me and my wife switched seats because she's like, "I can't be around." And I was like, "Yeah, you can't be around this fucking." He was like, "Yeah, who's your favorite?"
He was by himself, I'm guessing?
He was with a girl. It was a Long Island crew.
She probably was very boring.
Dude,
it wasn't funny, I can tell you that.
That is the wildest thing to say to somebody that you don't know, to a woman, like with a woman. Like, it's just really fucking crazy.
That's a guy who he knew he was getting dinner that night.
Yeah.
And he didn't want to have lunch that day. So
Yes.
he was like, "I'm going to get full off the happy hour."
Yeah.
And then, but empty stomach drinking.
Yes. And I got to let people know that women aren't funny at some point. He's got a to-do list. Yeah. He's got two things. Fill my stomach.
My shtick.
Yeah. Fill my stomach up and push the good word.
Right.
Preach the good
I'm
word.
going to tell people this eventually.
He said, he was like, "Who's your favorite comedian?" And I was like, Rory Scovel, I usually say. And I was like, "What about you?" And I was like, "What about you?" And he was like, "Oh, Chris D'Elia." And I was like,
"Oh, that's."
I was like,
"When did this happen?
This
3
is
weeks
post
ago?"
allegations." Yeah. And then I was like, I'm not gonna tell you the fucking because if your favorite comedian right now is Chris D'Elia, either you do not know about the allegations, which is crazy that you're just that you're consuming this guy and you don't know about it, or you are a fan of him and you know about the allegations.
Yeah, you're a certain type of guy.
Either way, I don't want anything to do with you at this wedding table. And I was like, "Oh, I don't like Chris D'Elia." He was like, "Why not, man?" I was like, I just like say something. I just get out of it.
Reasons.
He comes up to me on the dance floor and said, "No, so why don't you like Chris D'Elia?" Like 30 minutes later, I was like, "Dude, get me away from this fucking conversation." Yeah. I'm not telling you that this guy tried to start a sex cult.
We're doing the electric shuffle right now.
Yeah. Can I go down low? Like, can I please bring it to the floor? Can I please? What's the song at the wedding? I feel like I was like in a coma. And now they play the song at every wedding. And it's "No, go walking by yourself. No, walking by yourself. To the left, to the left, to the left." Where the fuck did that song come from?
No one knows where
When
it came
did it
from.
start? Because it was not in middle school, not in high school, never in college.
I think it was around the middle school.
I never did. Did you do that?
I remember going to bar mitzvahs where that song.
That song.
It's a black song that white people have taken over.
Yes.
And it's a shame.
It's a damn shame.
It's a damn shame.
And you know what? That's the first time white people have ever done that. So it's very unlike them.
The problem with the song is you give instructions.
Yeah.
You can't give instructions during a song. White people will take it over.
Yes, exactly. White people
or if you sign with Barry Gordy in the 40s and 50s. Those two things.
Yeah, if there's a song with instructions, white people will claim it. I don't. The the Mandela effect.
Of course. South Africa.
Yeah. What is it? The Mandela effect? I don't like. It's like there's there was a the movie Shazam.
Yeah.
There was like on Reddit. There was like there's like this thing where a bunch of people misremember the same thing.
Right.
So Shazam was with Shaq, right?
That's what I remember.
Shaquille O'Neal was a genie. And then people misremember that there was a movie called Kazam where Sinbad was
A genie as well.
a genie as well.
Right.
I don't think Kazam exists. Shazam exists. But a lot of people misremember that there was a Sinbad movie where he was a genie.
So that didn't happen.
That didn't happen. That's what I'm saying about this fucking song. I don't think you did that at bar mitzvahs. I think you're misremembering. And I think that this song is a fucking psyop. And it's just been injected by I don't know who. I don't know who is paying off these wedding DJs and nobody else. Because I've never heard or seen this song anywhere else.
Well, call us in if you know the year of this. Now I'm really starting to think.
Yeah. To the right.
Well, the thing is, I wasn't invited to any Sweet 16s.
Walk it by yourself.
So it can't be at Sweet 16s.
I didn't see it at Sweet 16s. I went to a couple.
You're popular.
I did not see it at any bar mitzvahs. None of the bar mitzvahs that I snuck into. None of the Sweet 16s that I watched from
snuck
afar.
into bar mitzvahs?
Yeah. Last week.
To make fun of them?
Yeah. I was just slipping some pro-Palestinian pamphlets, just like, hey, guys, what have I told you?
What the hell's going on here?
Hey, Dan Pulzello, nice to meet you. Hey,
But that's my thing. Like, I know in my brain, I see myself, I'm in a catering hall, and I hear that song. And if I wasn't invited to any Sweet 16s because I was a big fat loser, it had to be bar mitzvahs.
I don't think it existed at bar mitzvah time. That's the thing. This song it's a cancer on society. It's like, oh, it's always been there. It's like, no, it wasn't. It's grown. It was a little tumor, and it's fully metastasized. It has
metastasized
at every fucking wedding.
Yes.
I want to give a shout out,
please,
to Chapel Roan. Have you heard of this bitch?
I think last time you were on, we talked about the top wedding songs.
Again?
I think we're doing it again.
Jesus Christ. Is this a Mandela effect?
It might be, dude.
Oh my!
You were saying how you like that Chapel Roan is now in the mix of wedding songs.
It happened again in Australia.
Well, they get music like 6 months later.
HOTTOGO.
Yeah.
Is now a canon wedding song. No.
I never heard it at a wedding yet.
Actually, in Australia, it was Pink Pony Club. Last time I was on this podcast, I was talking about...
Which is also a bop.
HOTTOGO.
Yeah.
Pink Pony Club might also be in the wedding rotation.
I can see HOTTOGO being... Pink Pony Club to me is not a wedding song.
They fucking rocked the shit out of it at the Australia wedding.
Okay.
I don't know if... I think Chapel Roan is sneaking up the charts of wedding artists.
I think it's more of a popular... I don't think she has staying power. She's no Bruno Mars.
Interesting.
Bruno Mars is going to stick around.
Did Bruno Mars sing the to the right, to the right?
No,
to the
we would.
right,
Oh, I
the
would
right,
know.
To the left.
No one knows who came up with that song.
Yeah.
That's like who made Bitcoin? Probably the same guy that made that song.
That is the exact same thing.
And they have a store of value. They both have a store of value.
Yes. Nobody knows at all where the guy is from, when it was released.
No one knows.
Could be like an album of a bunch of different, like it's just an album and the guy was like, I'm going to cast a really wide net and I'm just going to do 12 different direction songs. Like giving people directions.
It's just an album on directions.
Yeah, it's like, you wake up in the morning, make your bed, make your bed, make your bed, make your bed. Eat your food, eat your food, eat your food. Now brushing up your teeth, now brushing up your teeth.
Rockefeller's like, I just don't see this going
anywhere. No, we'll give him another shot, though. Go to bed, go to bed, go to bed, go to bed. Put your night guard in so you don't grind up on your teeth.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
That's a bit.
I think so.
No, write it down.
Because a direction song. It's that the fucking balls in that guy to be like, the electric slide has had it too good for too long.
Well,
I'm
the Cupid
coming for
Shuffle
the.
too.
What's that one?
Do the Cupid Shuffle. I didn't help you much there.
No. But I think that whatever the song, what is the song we were discussing? To the right, now walk it by yourself.
I think it's the Cupid Shuffle.
That might be the Cupid Shuffle.
Down, down, do your thing.
Do your thing.
It's
do your
Cupid
thing.
Shuffle.
Down, down, do your thing. Do your thing.
Cupid Shuffle.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there's only 2 good direction songs. So the balls on that guy or girl, we don't know anything about who made it. It could be a collective of 50 different people.
Sure.
And it could be the same amount of people as Earth, Wind, and Fire. It could just be a 75. It could be Wu-Tang Clan. Whoever's in the room that day is the Wu-Tang Clan.
Nothing hits. Nothing hits like being 4 cocktails and at a wedding and September comes on.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Just like heroin. That's white people heroin besides heroin.
Yes. Heroin is also white people's heroin. Yeah, September's a good one. Avicii. It was a really good DJ set. Avicii, What Levels was the first song.
Of course.
Which
should be the only song.
Yeah, 30-year-old, 30-something-year-old wedding. You got to do Avicii.
You went down there for a wedding?
No, we were there and there was a wedding also.
Did you know them?
Yes, it was one of my wife's friends.
I didn't know if you just stumbled upon one and you were like, I got a blazer, so.
Yeah, we were in the Outback and then we just heard one of the kookaburras. Do you know the song of the kookaburra?
In an old oak tree, of
so
course.
Kookaburras have a very distinct mating call. So the kookaburra mating call is, no,
hey, yo.
Walk it by yourself. No, walk it by yourself. To the right, to the right, to the right, to the right. And that's what it is. No, it's like, that's pretty close, actually.
That's not bad.
Yeah, so we went to that.
Do Australians ever go like, this wildlife's pretty fucking nuts?
Pretty nuts, yeah.
Or do they just think it's all normal all the time?
They know they can like all of them have like they're 1 degree of separation away from like a wild encounter with like a snake or an octopus.
What?
Fucking like it's like a red ring octopus is like super fucking deadly poisonous.
On land?
Yeah, it's a land octo. Land octopus.
What the hell's going on?
Yep. Land octopus there for 8 legs. Pretty slow. No, it's a ocean octopus.
And it's poisonous.
Poisonous as fuck, yeah. And it'll get you. Box jellyfish, I think, is Australian too.
Box jellyfish?
Box jellyfishes are super poisonous. It's like 10 of the 13 most dangerous snakes. Deadliest snakes are all in Australia.
Is that about
right? Spiders.
Yeah, we knew that one.
Yeah. Bunch of we went to the Outback and there were so many fucking flies. Just flies. Just regular little fucking. There's fucking.
Like, what's out there? Are there tumbleweeds? Are there cacti?
Yeah. Think like.
It's like Mars.
More vegetation than. Well, I didn't get super deep into like, you can drive for just like. I think like 50 hours into the Outback.
That's a little much.
Yeah. I think the Outback is something where you see like a couple hours of it and you're like, I think I get the gist of it. I think this kind of just like repeats
like,
over
why would
and
you
over
go
again.
In there? That's what I don't understand.
There's some really cool. My wife's family went to Uluru. I don't know.
Bonnaroo?
Uluru. Some rock. You know, like the rock in the middle that like is like super. It's a super red rock. And it gets like hit by the sun, and it's like a very important like Aboriginal religious place.
Oh,
that's in the middle somewhere,
okay.
And that's kind of it. A lot of mining, like a lot of mining in Australia. Like they're big on raw materials in a way that America we don't really like. Do you know anybody who's in like mining or logging or?
Well, no, I live in New York City. It'd be weird if I was.
Petroleum.
I know one guy in gas.
Yeah. It's way, way more common in Australia. Kind of
what
like
the fuck else they have going on
mineral
over there?
extraction and stuff like that.
Just people in like kangaroo trade.
Yeah. What's the craziest job? There was a job. That's the one thing. Like, talk about what you trade off in Australia is like job variability.
Yeah, economy, dude.
Yeah.
That's why their economy sucks.
Like, my wife makes jokes about me in America that like we're constantly just like making up jobs.
Most jobs are fake.
Yeah, just like create and like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I'm senior project design, something. And like, whereas Australia, my understanding, which just may be wrong, but it's like, what's your job? Accountant. Oh, okay. Plumber. Miner.
They're all working class over there.
HR. Not necessarily. It's just like really easily. I am in finance. Like, it's super easily definable. You just get it.
Do they know what they do?
They know what they do. They don't really like kill themselves working. You don't really talk about your job.
Huh.
I went out to eat with like there's like friends of my wife's. They visited us in New York. We hung out with them, and I have no idea what either of them do. I don't know any jobs of anybody in Australia. It just like does not come up in the same way that comes up in America.
I don't know if they know what they do.
And then when you ask them what they do, it's usually just like, what do you do? Like, real estate. But like in New York especially, it's just like, I'm product design, sales.
We go by
KPI.
the title. We like a title.
But our titles are just like so fucking
all made up.
Yeah, senior enablement, enabler.
It's all horseshit.
Implementation manager, associate.
Rock star.
Yeah. And I think that's like, you see it on like social media and stuff. It's like, it's emails. Like, what fucking emails do you send?
Right. What type of
emails do you send?
And what industry do you send emails in?
Yes. That's the thing that like Trump does not understand is like, we just provide services. America is a service provider. That's everybody that we all know they're all in some type of service. It's like finance or social media or what's another service? Those are
Tariffs.
Yeah, like tech is a service.
Damn right it is. Shout out to tech.
So we're always going to have a trade, like not a trade surplus. We're always going to have a trade deficit because the thing that we are exporting is services.
Is Hollywood, dude.
Yeah, culture.
More movies going out.
Yeah.
I can't be making fucking tires then.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Make some movies.
We'll go to the Patreon. Catch us on the Patreon and talk about tariffs. Dude.
Yeah, tariffs. I'll tell you how I really feel.
See, if you didn't know already.
Every time I come on this podcast, I talk about climate change and wedding songs.
There's really no other topics to discuss.
We'll
see you on the page. Here we go.
See you over there.